at the vintage factory where we are building the world's best fully modernized classic. This right here is Wimbledon white, for sale, fresh build, in stock, ready for immediate delivery. It is Monday, 7:30 p.m. You could be driving this by this weekend if you move super fast on it. I'm gonna walk you through the entire truck inside and out, tell you how we built the world's best fully modernized classic, and show you every detail inside and out on this beautiful truck. Wimbledon white, great color, 1960s paint color. You have chrome trim, satin black wheels, and I love the contrast on the grille. You just never see this, right? It looks like a panda, and the color on it is so nice. It is the chrome Wimbledon white, raven black contrast all together. It's a beautiful truck. I don't care what you drive. You pull up in this and everybody's gonna go, damn, what is that? It's something no one else has, super rare, but you don't have to worry about the old car problems because we took care of all that. And if you watch the other lives, you know the history on it. But before I dive in, I'm gonna give you a very quick, short explanation of what a fully modernized classic is. This right here, 1969, 1970 old Ford Bronco. Drives like an old car, breaks down a lot, not reliable, leaks, and quite frankly, last time I drove it, I was on the side of the road, and I said, nope, I'm not doing that anymore, and moved away from restoration to Restomod, modern restoration. All the craze not too long ago, and we evolved from restoration to Restomod because it was better than the old car. And so you have some modern technology, new drivetrain, new body parts, and we built these, and people love the way they looked, they love the fit and finish, they love the quality and the service. However, still didn't quite drive like their normal G-Wagon or Range Rover, and it had zero safety features. So then we evolved to this, which is a fully modernized classic car built on a 2025 chassis with modern engineering, reliability, technology, and the most important thing, safety features. Also drives like a modern car because it has a wider track width and a longer wheelbase, 100.4 inches to be exact. The Resto Mod, modern restoration, and the classic restoration, 92-inch wheelbase. 8 inches makes a huge difference. Plus, no safety features. Here you have crumple zones, you have airbags, you have traction control, you have anti-lock brakes, you have functional roll bar, and lots of technology and engineering blended into the classic design that you actually won't even notice and see, but it's there if you need it. It really is the best of both worlds. So I'll walk you through this truck that we handcrafted here in Atlanta, Georgia on a modern car chassis. LED headlights, so very classic looking lights, but you've got this chrome headlight ring. All the lighting on the exterior is all LED, and from here you'll definitely get that classic vibe. However, there's technology woven all throughout the entire truck, including pre-collision assist with emergency braking. So you know what that is. Something pops up in front of you, car is going to flash, beep, and then it's going to brake for you if you need it to. So pre-collision assist. These little touches right here, you just don't find anymore. This is a custom billet aluminum emblem that we sent to, it's made of aluminum, then we CNC'd it and then sent it to Detroit to be chromed. Just absolutely beautiful. It's a piece of art, is how we look at it. Art you can drive. So normally you buy art and you gotta sit there and wait for it to appreciate, and you can't touch it and mess it up. You can drive this every single day because it is built on a modern car chassis. So underneath the hood, and I'll pop the hood for you and show you, underneath the body panels, which are brand new American-made steel, there's no rust. The lines and the gaps are absolutely perfect down to the millimeter. Very hard to do because the shape here is not an easy one, and you can see just the meticulous amount of detail that we went through to build this. So the body is brand new steel, made in Detroit, And underneath your steel body panels are crumple zones. Those are safety features not found on an old classic car or a restoration or resto mod. And so underneath that, you have your crumple zones. Down here, this particular build has the upgraded Fox coilover suspension. It's a 2.5 race series, and you can see that little knob right here. It is adjustable, so if you wanted to make it more firm or soft, you can change it. We've already tuned it and optimized it for pavement, on-road, freeway driving. So if you normally just drive on the freeway, go to work, go to school, go on a road trip, you can drive this every single day, already tuned by the Fox engineers at Fox Factory when we did the R&D on this vehicle. And so Fox coilover suspension. Down here you have 17-inch forged aluminum wheels, very high quality, satin black finish. I love the contrast, right? Take a look at it. It really is like a panda bear, right? And you've got your red brake calipers, 33-inch BF Goodrich all-terrain tires. They're KO2, 285, 7017. And then this wheel right here, very, very lightweight, super high quality, forged aluminum. Crazy overkill. Again, you have billet aluminum emblems chromed in Detroit. These are stainless steel hinges where we blended vintage design cues with modern door structure, meaning inside these doors are side impact beams. Inside those doors, nothing. Back in the 60s, you didn't have side impact beams. You didn't have crumple zones. Also, what you can't see here, modern day engineering and technology in the form of traction control and different modes. So inside I'll show you, you can go snow mode, rain, ice, you can drive it. This is not an old car. You could drive it every single day if you wanted to, even when the weather isn't great. And then other examples of just how meticulous we were. This door handle here, billet aluminum, all sculpted on a CNC machine sent to Detroit. And the finish is absolutely beautiful. Just a piece of art every time you touch it. I'll keep going here. Crumple zones back here. There's your Fox upgraded suspension, your wheels, and all your lighting is LED. I'm going to open up the back here and show you how this drop-down tailgate will reveal a really, really nice, luxurious touch. But before we get there, it's right here, your all-steel bumper. And we sent it to Detroit to be chrome because that's really where the best chroming is done at. And then you have these parking sensors along with backup camera. And I love the blend of vintage and modern because I'm a modern car guy and we're all so spoiled by modern day engineering and reliability and technology. It's hard to go back. So how come we can't have both, right? So we have this classic inspired design, which by the way, this truck is big. It is wider and longer than the old classic counterparts, right? Which means the driving characteristics is all modern. You're not gonna feel like you're an old truck, and I'll talk about that here in a second. But my favorite part is that when you stand back here and you look at this bumper here, you hardly notice that modern technology, but it's there. And then when you open this, boom, take a look at the absolute art back here. This is your trunk. So this is teak wood along with worn glove leather. If you are a person who loves quality and you love luxury and you love art and design and detail, you will absolutely appreciate the 900 labor hours that we went through to handcraft a modern 2025 chassis underneath into a fully modernized classic. And this right here, these are some of the details that you'll find throughout the vehicle. Just really well thought out things that most people ignore or big manufacturers will just cheap out on. That doesn't happen here. Back here underneath this teak wood is a hidden cooler with a drain plug. So imagine taking this truck to the beach, throwing some ice in there, sitting down here on your tailgate, hanging out. I got back from the Hamptons not too long ago, had that grabber blue truck, one of my favorite colors, on the beach, hanging out with the wife and kids and golden retriever, and life is good. So in addition to that, you cannot have this car and not have a great sound system. So the soft top is on here, but you've got your premium Focal audio sound system. It's a French company, super high end if you know Focal. And then in here is a hidden 10-inch JL subwoofer. So we engineered the subwoofer to be completely concealed, hidden. It's super clean sound, and check out the perforated speaker grill. I know for a fact that the new Bentley Continental, I sat in it in the back seat the other day, has a plastic speaker cover. I was surprised. All right, this right here, matching car cover. When we say matching, I mean that all of the specs on this truck match that car cover. So black wheels, chrome trim, black grille, that car cover is identical to match, completely custom. This is the world's finest car cover in my opinion, made in Italy, super, super nice. And if you ever had to cover this piece of art, you cover it with another piece of art. That's how I would do it. All right, back here you've got the soft top. This is fully enclosed at the moment and waterproof. So this is a custom soft top that we had engineered, and the complaint from the restoration Restomod days was that the soft top would leak and it would flap in the wind. And so when we went to engineer a better soft top for our fully modernized classic, we didn't want it to flap in the wind and we wanted it to be waterproof. So I'm gonna walk over here and just on this one show you. This right here, Sherwood green custom color, by the way, really nice. Safari mode. So Safari mode is when you have the 3 windows unzipped. So unzipped on the side, and I'll walk over here and show you unzipped in the rear, and then unzipped on the side. This is probably my favorite and our client's favorite mode because you kind of get the best of both worlds, right? You've got the overhead shade, but you have the wind open air feel. And then what I really love is the moonroof. And I'll show you on this one here. So this is fully enclosed, waterproof. You can drive this in the rain, in the snow. We test it for water leaks. It's not gonna leak. So you could drive it every single day. You live in Seattle, Oregon, Miami, wherever you are, and it rains, no big deal. Okay, let's see here. This is a really cool little Easter egg here. Back in the day, people would drive with the tailgate open. You know, back in the day, there's no seat belts, no safety, like whatever you wanted to do. So people would probably hang out here with their kids while they're driving. But oh, you got to have your license plate, which is pretty funny because they didn't have other rules like airbags and seat belts and all that stuff. So that's just a little fun thing. All LED lighting back here. And then this right here is your gas cap, which is made of billet aluminum. Very, very heavy. I wish you could feel it. And it's such a quality piece of accessory that we then made out of a space grade block of aluminum on a CNC machine, and then we sent it to Detroit. Again, way cheaper ways to do these things, but we didn't care. We were out for the highest quality, best finish. That way when you touch it and you look at it, and every time you drive it, you will feel like you absolutely are getting your money's worth, because for a $250,000 base price, it's got to be great. It can't just be good. So, all right, so back here, I'm going to open up this door here. This is your power step, which is really nice because even if you're not a short person, you have kids, you're going to want that. You have dogs. My golden retrievers come with me everywhere I go. And so that step is important. We do not lift the car up really high because we want to keep the center of gravity low. That way you can drive it and enjoy it and not have to worry about how it drives on the freeway. So low center of gravity, and keep in mind too, because we built it on a modern 2025 chassis, that wheelbase, 100.4 inches and a wider track width than your old classic cars. That alone is going to make it drive like a modern vehicle. And so you've got your power steps. These are your power windows that look vintage, but operate the power windows. Inside is worn glove leather. Never been sat in. Every single stitch accounted for. It is an absolute work of art. And where there isn't leather, which is like all of this material right here, you then have Alcantara, which is like this suede-like material. And we wrap the entire roll bar and the entire perimeter of the vehicle, the upper half, in Alcantara. I'm going to pop this soft top so you can see how easy it is to go from enclosed to open. There's one. I'm going to hop in here. And here is two. Okay, so now I have opened those two, and with one hand on the phone and one hand on the soft top, simply push and take a look at that. I love this mode, and part of it's because it gives you very quick, easy access and versatility to different modes. So you're driving and it's hot outside and the sun's coming down and you're like, you know what, I've got enough sun for today. You simply put your hand up here and then boom, just like that. You can quickly go from open to enclosed. I mean, literally 30 seconds. And what's nice about it is you're never like tied to one mode. And with the old restorations and Restomods, the biggest complaint we had, for lack of better words, was that the soft top was a pain in the ass. And I always hated getting feedback like that, but it challenged us, because if the customers don't love it, then we got to change it. So here's your soft top in your open moonroof mode. And this is a black soft top, and if you want to remove these windows, you could do that in like a couple minutes. Very easy to do. And then you'll be in safari mode. And when you're in safari mode, you can be in safari mode and moonroof. So I'll show you safari mode currently. One clamp right here. And this one is shipping really soon. Really, really nice color. Okay, so here's safari mode and moonroof open. I can tell you, you're pretty much going to drive it like this all the time. And you can quickly go from open to close, close to open, open air feel. Also looks cool too. And 75, 80 miles per hour on the freeway, engineered to easily do that. Nothing's going to happen. There's a clamp over there to keep it locked down as well. So, all right. And then of course you got your power windows over here. Okay, I'm going to walk you through now the inside of the vehicle. The most important thing to know is that it has modern safety features. So unlike that restoration or Restomod over there, you have 6 airbags. You have family, you have kids, you got a wife, grandkids, or maybe it's just you. You're driving a car today in 2025, you need modern safety features. And so outside, you have your crumple zones, you got your traction control, you have your anti-lock brakes, but inside, you have your airbags. Airbags did not exist 50 years ago, and so these classic cars that are out there in the restorations, they don't have this. So you got airbag here in the front passenger side. You've got an airbag here, which is your side impact seat mounted airbag on the passenger side. Then you've got another one on the driver's side over there. Then you have your airbag here in your steering wheel. Both of these front ones are dual stage. And then you have a couple other airbags that are really important. It is your side curtain airbag that runs all the way from the A-pillar, all the way up by the passenger side, all the way down to protect rear passengers. So now, if you have kids or grandkids or rear passengers, you're going to want side curtain airbags. Not something you can get in any other classic car, which was a huge reason why we evolved from restoration to modern restoration to a fully modernized classic. And if you have young kids, And they're in booster seats. There's a little latch system that you can plug in and tether, all tied to the chassis. Little things, right, that are important. Things you probably don't think about because you don't go to the Land Rover dealership and buy a Range Rover, or the Mercedes dealership and buy an AMG G-Wagon and have to ask for safety features. It's all included, it's required. So those are your safety features. You have a 12-inch touch screen infotainment system, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. Down here you have dual zone climate control. You've got your technology, USB-A and USB-C. You also have it up there, and you also have it back here too. So it is a modern 2025 vehicle. Face it, we don't have those things, we're not gonna be happy, right? Your phone's gonna die. And then you have shift on the fly 4-wheel drive, which means if you're in a climate where it rains or snows, you can still drive this. You can't drive an old classic car in the rain and the snow because you don't have traction control and anti-lock brakes. And in addition to that, if you were to put in 4-wheel drive, you have to get out and lock the manual locking hubs on those old ones. On this, all digital. You turn the knob, you're driving, it's snowing, go from 2-wheel drive to 4-wheel drive, done. All right, and then all the details. It's covered up here, but all these details on the interior, it will exceed your expectations. And these right here, billet aluminum hardware, billet aluminum hardware. Everything's been really well thought through. I'm gonna get inside here and show you. Hands-free calling, Bluetooth. Change your music, Apple CarPlay. Definitely want your hands on the steering wheel while you do that. And then cruise control and volume control. Little details here. Also heated steering wheel as well. All right. And you have keyless entry. And you have an alarm. So you want to do remote start, lock, unlock. You got all of those, which is just a standard today. Okay, let's see here. And this one here has the leather pillows in case you love it so much that you want to sleep in it, or you didn't tell your wife and she got mad and she's going to make you sleep in it. Either way, you're going to want to sleep in it, and you got pillows. That's what that's for. Chrome trim on the mirrors. And then let me pop the hood and show you what's underneath it all. And again, this is available right now in stock, ready to ship, no wait. It is Monday, now 7:49 p.m. You want this, you can have it right now. You can call or text our team, put a deposit on it, send the wire for the rest. We will ship this to you wherever it is you are very, very quickly. And we're in Atlanta. We have enclosed trailers, and we ship all over the country every day. All right, so I just popped and listen to that sound, by the way. This is the sound of American-made steel shutting. It gives you a very sturdy and nice acoustic here when you shut it. Things you don't get with fiberglass and cheaper materials. Okay, this is gonna be hard for me to do with one hand, but let me try and not scratch the car. So far, so good. Okay, that wasn't too bad. All right, this is really important. You can afford this car, you don't want any problems. You don't have time for it, and you have no desire to fix your car. You just want to drive it. And you want it to behave like your modern G-Wagon, G63, AMG, Lamborghini Urus, Rolls-Royce Cullinan, Bentley Bentayga, Range Rover, Autobiography, whatever it is you have. That's probably one of those you have, right? And so when it comes to drivetrain, it has to be modern. This is a 2025 Ford drivetrain, and we partner with Roush on the performance package. Roush, great tuner out in Detroit, and these guys do an exceptional job. Intake, exhaust, and tune, paired with a 2025 Ford drivetrain right off the assembly line. It has 90 test miles on it, which we put on ourselves. And you're getting a 2.3 engine under warranty, our white glove warranty that we cover bumper to bumper, and you got that Roush performance package. Total, you're looking at about 330 horsepower, about 400 foot-pounds of torque. The most important thing, it's not going to break down on you, and it's not going to leak, and it's not going to have all these problems. And that was what drove me to go personally from my old Bronco to a modern restoration to a fully modernized classic. You're not going to worry about it. You probably didn't get in your car today and wondered, is it going to start? And then if you did get in your car and it did start, you probably didn't wonder, am I going to make it there? These are things you don't have to worry about. We know. And so we understand our customers very, very well. And I am the customer. And so I know what my wife wants and doesn't want. The last thing she wants is driving around worried if something's going to happen with the drivetrain. Modern is better. And under warranty. So let's talk about warranty. Bumper to bumper warranty, white glove by us, by Vintage. And you want a warranty by Vintage because I can tell you it's better than any warranty you're going to get from Ferrari, Lamborghini, Aston Martin, Bentley, McLaren. I know, I've had all of those cars and I've had warranty things pop up because it's a car, it happens, right? No big deal. However, the way we go about warranty is very different from the other manufacturers at this price point. This is a $250,000 base price vehicle, right? It's got every option, by the way. So what happens if something pops up after delivery? We're in Atlanta. This is our factory here where all the magic happens, and you're somewhere far away, let's say Seattle or wherever. Doesn't really matter. It doesn't matter at all, actually. So you would have a concierge assigned to you, single point of contact who would be your person. And if anything ever came up and you needed anything, it doesn't matter what time of day it is, it doesn't matter what day of the week it is. We are extremely sensitive to post delivery service, and we're very, very quick about it. So if something comes up and we cannot manage it and handle it remotely for you, then we have our own full-time certified traveling technicians who will come to your home in your driveway within 72 hours. And if they're not somewhere else, they'll come right to you immediately. And this way you don't have to go anywhere, because we don't feel like if you have a warranty issue, you should be inconvenienced by that. And they come to your home and the cost is $0. It's just included. So that's a signal on how confident we are over a restoration or a rest-a-mod. This is a modern classic built on a 2025 chassis. It is a reliable car and you're not gonna have any problems. But our philosophy is for $250,000 plus. If it does pop up, you shouldn't have to be inconvenienced, you shouldn't have to wait, and you shouldn't have to pay anything. That's our warranty. White glove, bumper to bumper, provided by Vintage. All right, let me see what else. Okay, I'll fire it up for you too. And then I'm gonna walk over and show you what's underneath. If you haven't seen the other lives and you don't know how we made this happen. So this right here, probably hard to hear, is your Roush performance package at work. It makes a really, really nice sound, but it's not overbearing. You can drive it on the freeway, road trip. It's not gonna give you a headache. Your wife's not gonna hate it. I personally always like a loud exhaust. My wife, not so much, but I want some meat on the bone, right? I want to make some sound. And so with the Roush performance package, you get the horsepower bump, you get the torque, and you get this really nice sound. And you can hear it, but you're not getting any complaints about it from the wife. Speaking from experience here. Okay, all right. So there's your performance package. And this right here is a completely fresh build. It is super rare for us to have in stock, ready to ship. And it is Monday. And if you want this and you don't want to wait and you love the color scheme, this right here, you could be driving it by this weekend. And then I'm going to walk you over to our chassis so you can understand, like, what does fully modernized classic mean? What's a chassis? And what is the difference between that restoration and that Restomod in his truck. And the best way to explain it is that most companies, if not really every company today that's building a classic car or a restoration or Restomod, they're building it on either 1960s technology, way back in the day, 60 years ago, or they're building it on an aftermarket reproduction of the 1960s. Think about that for a minute. Either way, your geometry is still limited to the 1960s geometry. And what that means for you is that the vehicle will not drive like a modern 2025. And as I mentioned earlier, the wheelbase on those older cars is too short, 92 inches. This wheelbase, 100.4 inches. Also, the track width on the old cars, even the old Defenders and FJ40 Land Cruisers, too close together. So if you have a track width that's really narrow and you have a really short wheelbase, you're going to get in the car and the first thing you're going to feel and think is, whoa, that's different. And again, for 250 grand, you probably want to be able to drive it, right? And you probably want to be able to drive it with your family and take it to your beach house, your lake house. You don't have to think twice about it. I know exactly how you feel. I felt the same way. And so by engineering and building a classic inspired vehicle with no compromises on safety, drivability, reliability, technology, or luxury, you are truly getting the best of both worlds. And so underneath this beautiful sheet metal is a modern 2025 chassis. And that chassis has crumple zones, it has traction control, it has anti-lock brakes, it has side impact beams, and it has your 6 airbags. Airbags are very, very important. You're probably not driving a car around today that doesn't have airbags. And when we blend that new 2025 modern day engineering, design, technology, and safety, and then we sculpt and handcraft 900 labor hours from artists and engineers who have the absolute most meticulous eye for detail, you really truly get a piece of art that you can drive every single day and you're not going to think twice about it. That was always our goal. And all this started in my driveway. My old Bronco broke down, not reliable, drove bad, 0 safety features, better driving, more modern, more reliable, more technology, but still old, short wheelbase, narrow track width, no safety features. And what you have here, and it's for sale, Wimbledon white, fully modernized classic that has gone through 900 labor hours transforming a modern 2025 chassis into a work of art that you don't have to worry about, you don't have to think about. And then here's the most important part. This right here is our FMVSS compliance. We went through great lengths to ensure that this vehicle meets all of the federal motor vehicle safety standards and passes all of those tests. No classic car restoration Restomod can pass that because it's physically impossible unless you build it on a modern car chassis. But wait, there's more. In addition to making sure that it was FMVSS compliant, and you can Google that and understand what that means and why we did it. It's a signal to how committed we are to the long-term success of this brand. We know what our customers want. They want no compromises. So in addition to all that compliance, meaning that we tested all the airbags, we actually blew and tested all the airbags, not ourselves, but with a third-party company that does the crash tests and the compliance for most of the big OEMs, including Ford. And so we said, you know what? Let's just take it all the way. Let's make sure that if we did all of this surgery and stamped brand new sheet metal and did all of this work to this modern car chassis, that in a crash test, it will still pass. And I can tell you no restoration company, no Restomod company, including us back when we were building these beautiful things, would ever crash test a car because you're not going to pass. And we would have never tried to get it FMVSS certified because it's not going to pass. And so we did was an industry first. We went out and crash tested this vehicle, frontal, side, and rear, and with crash test dummies and everything, and passed all of the tests. So, drive with confidence, modern day driving characteristics, modern day reliability, modern day technology, and the kind of luxury and details that will make your AMG G63 G-Wagon jealous. I know, mine is jealous all the time, every time I choose to drive my truck. But in all seriousness, it'll be your favorite car. I'm sure of it. It'll be your kid's favorite car. And here's a funny thing, behind every man's car purchase is a disapproving wife. I know, I bought over 50 cars, and every single time my wife was like, I don't know about that. Let me tell you something. When I got that Bronco home, she was not happy, and then when it leaked everywhere, and it drove harsh and bad, and it left me stranded over and over, and then she found out it had no safety features, I'm pretty sure I slept on the couch. No, I'm kidding. But the point is that it makes sense, right? Moms with kids, your wife, your girlfriend, your significant other, your family, you're not so hardcore about your car that you're gonna put them in an old restoration or rest-a-mod. This right here is gonna give you everything you ever wanted in a classic car and none of the old car problems. And I spent a lot of time with a very talented team of engineers and artists and people who understood the mission, and we wanted to blend classic car design with modern car technology, modern car luxury, modern car reliability. And the number one thing that we knew was really, really important was modern safety features. So now you can drive it anywhere you want, all day, every day. And we have clients that have all kinds of cars, really, really nice ones. I'm talking like multi-million-dollar cars. And they tell us this is their favorite car. And there's something really, really special about driving this. And as a person who has had a lot of cars, I can tell you there's nothing like it on the road. And if you do see another one, you'll wave and they'll say hi, but you'll have the peace of mind that unlike the old restorations and rest-a-mods, you have no compromises. And that comes from a dedicated team of people who understood the mission, took client feedback, and we made a huge bet on the future. And that future was that our customers at this price point weren't numbers matching all original car purists and collectors. They just wanted absolutely everything and no compromises. And so that modern car chassis and that technology is going to be able to give you everything you've always wanted. This is my dream car. I built this for myself because that old Bronco was my dream car, but when it disappointed me and it let me down so many times, it drove me to not only fix it and make it better, it drove us to build modern restoration, and then it drove us to build a fully modernized vehicle. So if you're wanting something new, different, unique, and rare, that's high quality from a company built with passion and stands behind the product with a white glove bumper-to-bumper warranty, and you want to be different because you're probably different. If you can buy this car, you're probably different. And you're not going to be like every other car out there. I can tell you, in Miami and LA, there's G-Wagons and Range Rovers and Lamborghini Uruses and Rolls-Royce Cullinans everywhere. This right here is a special vehicle, and you're not going to have to worry about it. So somebody buy this because you'll be really, really happy with it. Wimbledon white, chrome trim, satin black wheels, raven black grille, and all your technology, upgraded Fox suspension, Roush performance package, teak wood, premium 12-speaker focal audio with a 10-inch JL sub. You've got this black soft top, 3 modes, fully enclosed, safari mode, completely removed, and the moonroof to give you the flexibility. And every detail has been obsessed over. There's not really a better word for it. Our team is absolutely amazing, and every line and every gap and every single detail, you'll be blown away by it. We're sure of it. So reach out to us by text or by email. These things never last. Super rare to have inventory ready to ship. And if you want to be driving it this weekend, then give us a call. We're always on. and you can text us or call us. This is not even listed on the website, so we're not even going to put it on there because it'll be gone. And this could be yours. So reach out to us, and if you want one but you don't want Wimbledon white, we also have a Brittany blue on the assembly line in Station 1. It'll be ready by next week. And we have one that you could customize. So you want a certain color, dark jade, light jade, macadamia metallic like this one, or you want boxwood green, or you want a custom color, you can customize one right now. We have one build slot we saved, ready for Christmas delivery, guaranteed in your driveway before Christmas, and you can pick some of the colors and options. Okay, all right. So check out our other lives that are saved on Facebook and YouTube if you want a behind the scenes look at how we make all of this magic happen here at our factory in Atlanta. Or tune in tomorrow because we'll be back. All right, reach out to us. Our team is standing by, and we would love to put this Wimbledon white truck in your driveway.